Greetings and welcome to Magic with Tamla Farron. And today we're going to talk about the care and connection to your tarot. It doesn't have to be just tarot. It can be your oracle decks, it can be your pendulums, it can be your rune stones, it can be your bones, anything, the connection to. That is what's important right now. Now, a lot of people, I am included, tend to have their tarots or their decks wrapped up in a cloth. And the cloth is usually of natural fibers. And what they do is they take it out of the box that you get it in and they wrap them in this. Now, this is what you will lay down on the table to do your reading, especially if you're going to somebody else's house, or if you're going down by the river, or if you're going in the woods. You want something to lay down so that your cards don't get dirty. You also want the energy and the protection. Now, I make a lot of these. I make tarot bags. Now, the tarot bags that I do by hand because my grandmother is in the back of my head, and she's constantly saying if it's a magical tool and it's handcrafted, we want it so that it will absolutely have the energy base that we want within it. We don't want something that is built in production by machines. We want something that is done by hand. So with that being said, this is one of my many bags that I've made by hand. I've lined it, I've embroidered, and one of my favorite decks goes within. Now you're seeing behind me a tarot cupboard. There's tarots in there, there's tarots in there, and there, and in there. I collect. But you're seeing a lot of boxes, and that's because I use so many. Like I have 3 sitting on my table right now without anything on them. But this is an older deck that I treasure, that I have come to call an old friend. And when my decks get to that point, they get the protection. Now, it's not only a pouch, but this is the deck that my mother gave me. So, and this was when I was 16. And it's lined as well, and very loved and used. Very loved and used. You can't tell how used, but trust me. And with it, believe it or not, is a lock of hair of my mother's. Because she is so connected to me, even now, that I use this deck only to communicate with her. And I've had it, like I said, since I was 16. It's treasured. It's in a treasured box that was a gift. I have a few of her stones in the bottom to energize it. And it is most sacred to me. Most sacred. So that is how I keep certain ones out of other people's hands, so to speak. These here, they're in the cupboard, and they are not allowed to be handled by others either. They're my sacred tools, so I keep them safe. I keep them behind where people know not to touch. There's a different story if I say, oh, would you like to look at these? That's a different story. Then it's not so bad. But say if you're doing a reading and somebody in the middle of the reading picks up one of the cards to look at it. After you're done the reading, you realize that their energy is still on the cards. You can't wash them, but you can smudge them. And smudging them with mugwort and sage really does not only clean them, but it amplifies the energy in them that you can work with. So the connection between you and the tarot or the oracle deck or the bones or whatever you're using to scry will systematically cleanse and protect, and it will amplify. Now, like I said, these are great ways of taking care of them. Natural fibers, by the way. We don't want anything that's got plastic in it. Next thing is stones and herbs. You have some stones that maybe you lie around while you're doing readings. Make sure they're cleansed, charged, and put with your tarot or your scrying tools. If you want amplification, amethyst, clear quartz. If you want emotional and healing, lapis lazuli is absolutely wonderful for that. If you want to work with communications with the dead, smoky quartz is really good for that. If you are working with children, rose quartz. There's so many things in so many ways. Protection, mugwort, sage. I could suggest cedar, basil. There are so many herbs that you can choose to lay your pouch into or put into your pouch with your cards. Be careful. Remember that they're sacred. You don't just put anything with them. You want something that is going to work with you and help your scrying. Now, another thing with connections is if you've got a new deck and you want your energy imbued into them, hold them, work with them. Just shuffle them for while you're watching TV. Look at them, read them, communicate with them. Feel, okay, do you like this? What do you like this for? What do you like that for? Get connected. Sleep with them under your pillow. Carry them on you. So if you've got a new deck and you want to connect to them, keep them in your purse. Keep them with you. You've got 15 minutes to sit there and look through them. Do so. There's so many different ways. Meditation. Hold on to them when you're meditating. Put out 3 cards after you've shuffled, just before you meditate. Meditate on the cards that you've pulled. Work with them through meditation. Like I said, hold them through meditation. Keep them handy. Always have them around you, especially if they're new and you want to connect. It's a part of you, like any of your tools that you use for magic. They're a part of you. You want to keep them where you can use them. And like I said, it's not just new decks. It could be decks that you haven't used in 2 years. All of a sudden you've got a call, a feeling to use them. Walk around for an hour before you use them, holding them, shuffling them, connecting with them. I have a tendency of going to the cupboard and going, okay, who wants to talk today? And I get, okay, you want to talk, and you want to talk, and you need to talk. Okay, let's go. and I put them down, and that's what I'll use that day. It's all energy and connection and how you feel. Taking care of these tools will help you in the long run. Keeping them clean, keeping them charged will help you in how you work. There are so many different aspects and so many different ways to keep what you use for magic safe. And that's something that you need to respect, to honor. Like the deck from my mom. That deck is really, really sacred to me. And the fact that I got it when I was so young, and it means everything to me. I mean, 2 days before my mother passed, she actually took them out of my hands, shuffled them, put them down, and did a reading for me. Then picked them up and handed them back to me. That I will never forget. That will hold dear into my heart. And like I said, I use them specifically to connect with her. And they've always come through beautifully. So take some time. And you know, if you find you've got a deck that you no longer want or can use, gift it to somebody else that might enjoy it. Gift it to them and say, okay, if you think you can use this, would you like it? If they're honest and they say, oh, no, I'm not into that deck, or it doesn't have anything that I'd want. Say, okay, thank you. Don't get upset or offended. Gift it to somebody else. Because there's somebody out there it's got to connect to. And better that it be gifted than sold. For me, it's a personal thing. And I don't sell my tools. If I am done with using it, I will gift it to somebody else. And that's an honor, not just for me, for the person to take it, but it's an honor for them because they know that I trust them enough to give them something that I value. Just as simple as that. Please click like and subscribe. And thank you for dropping by. Have a blessed Sunday. So might it be.